What's up, everybody? All right, it's Saturday, January 23rd. Gonna give you another Lake Fork rundown for this week, end of the week. It's kind of been a really gloomy week. It hasn't been really cold, but it really hasn't warm trended either. It's just been kind of cloudy, misty, rainy. The lake has pretty much been the same all week, um, with the exception of a little bit of rising. And not much at all. So when we talked last, I think we were at 402.15. We're 402.17. Um, it's just been gloomy conditions. So everything's pretty much the same. 0 to 1 foot in the creeks, in the backs of the creeks, in the pockets and drains where there's been rain flooding from a couple weeks ago is going to be dirtier water. The more mid-lake and the more south, the deeper the drains were, the clearer you'll have a little bit of in the water, okay? But generally right now, 0 to 1 in the backs of the creeks, 1 to 2 foot in the main lake. Temperatures. I'm not going to say this is the coldest Lake Fork gets, but we're basically in the upper 40s. 46, 48, even in the main lake. I've seen it down to 39. What I will tell you is we're more at the bottom of the trending. We're still going to have some very cold times in the next 6 to 8 weeks. We can even get Easter snow here. But the trend is two things. Number one, the days are growing longer. When we have 4 or 5 days in a row of sunshine mixed with more south currents and winds, we definitely get warm trends. We get warm trends big enough that I see my pond, my 2-acre pond, have fog in the mornings, which means it warmed up the day before, and at nighttime, that cool air is making it cool down, and that's what the fog is. And so what I'm implying is it's right around the corner. It's in California lakes or northern lakes or big, deep, steep canyon lakes, it may take 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks for things to really, truly change. From these shallow lakes, Northeast Texas lakes specific, even south, like Sam Rayburn, it happens fast. 3, 4 days of good warm trend, and man, if you're still sitting on your couch, you've missed out on some really good fishing. So right now, again, the fishing's about the same. You should be grinding in the creek swings, okay? A little bit deeper than we talked in the past. So 8 to 12 is where I was getting bites. It got colder, a little bit colder, and so you want to be more 16, 16, 20, and you may even find some bites in some creek swings a little deeper than that. Remember the key to the creek swing, the key to the creek swing is there bait in it or near it? Generally, I want to see some bait balls in that swing. Once I've determined where the bait is, 15 feet, 22 feet, whatever, now I know which swings I want to expand and look at throughout the lake, okay? In those creeks, you're going to be using jigs. Man, the darker colors seem to be the key right now. Again, get away from paddle-like tails and fish more subtle trailer tails, okay? That's really important. Fish slow. Get that bait in there. Get it in the creek swing. Get it in the roots. And just realize that bass don't always eat to eat. A lot of times they're very angry type fish or very territorial fish. And that's just what that bite is about. Being confident you're in the right swing and stay there long enough, hit the spot over and over and over and over and over again, and create that territorial reaction strike. That is a grind, and you better have chose the right creek swing, okay? The other way, as we talked, square bills, rattle traps, jerkbaits. When it's this cold, water's 49 for me. Remember, Mark told me many times that anything below 40, boy, and you better bring out your flipping stick or just stay home grinding. And you're looking just for a bite or two a day. So remember that with a reaction bite now, non-jig bite, non-territorial bite, the same thing. Well, we don't have sun shining. Man, when it gets gloomy and like this, it's really tough to get a reaction bite. Generally, I'm going to do the same things. I get away from the square bill completely. I just do. If there's any grass, I'm still going to throw the rattle trap. I'm going to switch to more gold, black and gold, because there's no sunshine. It's cloudy. Black and gold, maybe a subtle black and gold, and then maybe a really bright black and gold, depending on the water conditions. Okay, but I'm definitely going to go to that black and gold. In my jerk baits, the same thing. I'm going to get to some of the clown colors. I'm going to, instead of the natural, if I'm in that dirtier water, some chartreuse in white. Remember, always something a little bit orange. Okay, that's really important. It's a key trigger color for forks specifically too. In this colder water, chartreuse white with a little bit of orange on a jerk bait can really get them, and it can get them good. Where are you going to find those kinds of fish? See, and one more thing. So even like on a chatterbait, okay, instead of throwing your traditional chatterbait, have a gold blade. Now, I wouldn't throw a chatterbait in this cold of water, but just thinking cloudy conditions in the near future. In 2 months from now, when you're throwing chatterbaits and you fish Monday, Tuesday, and it's nice, and Wednesday it's cloudy, switch that blade color and make a big difference. But let's focus on now. If you're fishing fork now, just a couple quick tips. As I said, the golds on the jerk baits have 2 sizes. Even on your rattle traps, kind of 2 sizes. Sometimes it's easier to get bit on a little bit smaller, more compact size, even with the jig this time of year. And then again, sometimes I want a bigger, heavier one so that it's fishing it faster with like a trap or a lipless, so that I get that snap bite, right? A reaction bite. It's more about grass. If there's grass, I'm probably going to even go heavier so that I can catch it in the grass and rip it out the grass. And it's that moment of getting caught in the grass as it rips is when they react, okay? So that's the best I can give you. Didn't talk about where to fish the jerkbait, I don't think, in the last segment. Treetops. Long points with tall, deep trees. Those fish are getting ready. Like I said, in a matter of just a few weeks, they're coming in. They're going to be in the backs of some of these awesome spawning coves, those familiar places that you catch them shallow. So think about the highways, how they get there. The fish are offshore. The majority of everything is way out there in that main creek, and it has to migrate back in. It's going to travel back in. It doesn't just free swim in open water. It follows things, follows roads, it follows tree lines, it follows creeks and drains. So remember this. And when you're throwing that jerkbait, look for those tall trees in the water, 18, 20, 30 feet of water. Those trees reach the surface, near the surface anyways. What that does is it gives the fish the ability to live on that tree or stay on that tree for some amount of time, and it can be at any level it wants. The sun's shining, it rises to the top and sunbathes. But it's out in the middle of the creek in 35 feet of water. Okay? These are some of the secrets that you need to know. That's the places I'd be throwing my jerkbait. All right? I hope that helped you. Other than that, stick around, guys, because you watch. We're going to start doing a rundown probably, I'm hoping, every Monday, Wednesday, and end of the week Friday. I'm going to change this rundown just a little bit for this season. The end of the week, we'll be kind of giving a prediction of what to expect the next week, which I haven't ever done before. I haven't really taken a part of the segment and said, here's what I believe we're going to do next week. We're going to emphasize this, and not just to see if I'm correct, but just interesting to watch the patterns change and predict them throughout the seasonal changes. So I appreciate you watching. Hope you're enjoying this. Man, listen, don't forget to subscribe. There's an awful lot of you watching the rundown, and I'm so grateful for that. You must be enjoying it because, again, there's an awful lot of you that watch this, and compared to other things I do, in that ratio, about 80% are not subscribed. Man, please, just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'm working hard for you. I'm open-heartedly sharing all of my knowledge and experience. Hit that subscribe, please. It means a lot. Thanks so much. I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork Guy.